Okay, let's go ahead and start worksheet 4 for worksheet 2. So the very first thing we're going to do here is we're going to look for any numbers that have our GCF. My lowest number up there is a 4. 4 does not go into 15, and neither does 2, so therefore there is no GCF. So that means I can go straight to my lovely little A value is 4, my C value is negative 25. I'm going to multiply those together to give me a negative 100. A negative 100 means my signs must be different, and I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to have an n plus and an n plus. Factors of 100. I'm going to come over here to my lovely little factor calculator. I'm going to type in the number 100. And I want to subtract to get my b value, which is going to be negative 15. So which of these numbers that whenever I subtract them are going to give me negative 15? If you see 20 and 5, then you would be right. So 20 and 5 are going to give me negative 15 only if the 20 is negative. So that means I'm going to have negative 20 over my a value of 4, and then 5 over my a value of 4. Simplify this. Negative 20 over 4 is going to be n minus 5, and then bring this 4 in front of the n to make that 4n plus 5. And you are done. So next. Number 15, or number 5, sorry. My smallest number up there is a 16. Since I know 16 is an even number, and 60 is an even number, and also 100, I know that they all are divisible by at least 2. And if I go by 16, I can say, is 100 divisible by 16? And you're going to say, no, it is not. Is 100 divisible by 8? No, it is not. Is 100 divisible by 4? Yes, it is. Is 60 divided by 4? Is 60 divisible by 4? Yes, it is. So what we have is a GCF of a 4. So if I pull out a 4, I'm going to have a 4b squared. 60 divided by 4 is going to be 15b, and then minus 25. Okay? Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our x. I'm going to use the number 4 right here. I'm going to use the number negative 25 over there. I'm going to multiply that together to give me negative 100. That means my signs are opposite and I am subtracting. And I need to obtain a 15. But I need it to be positive this time. If we go back over to our lovely graph, our factor calculator, you will see that we have 100 is the same thing as 4 times 5, or it's 5 times 20. So 20 and 5 is going to give me the positive 15 only if the 5 is negative. So I drop down a 4, and I drop down a b, plus 20 over 4 times b plus negative 5 over 4. With that being said, I'm going to simplify this to give me 4b minus 5. Okay? Now remember, all I did is I brought this 4 in front of that b. Okay? Okay, next, number 6. Smallest number up here is a 3. Since my smallest number up there is 3, 3 does not go into 10 or 7, so I do not have a GCF. So immediately, I'm going to go to my 3 as my A, my 7 is my C. Multiplying those together, they give me 21. And I need to have a negative 10. If I need a positive, that means my signs are either plus, plus, or minus, minus, and I'm adding. How do I know which one? I'm going to look at the middle sign, so I'm going to use minus, minus. So that means I'm going to have k minus and k minus. I'm looking for factors of 21 that will add to give me 10. So if I come over to Factor Finder and I put 21 here, those factors that are going to add to 10 are 3 and 7. So this is 3 over 3 and 7 over 3. 3 over 3 is 1. 7 over 3 does not reduce, so I bring the 3 out in front of the k, and I'm going to have k minus 1 times 3k minus 7. Okay? Number 10. Number 10. My smallest number here is going to be a 5. 5 goes into 10, but it does not go into 9. So therefore, I do not have a GCF, which means I'm going straight to my x, using 9 as my A value and negative 10 as my C value to give me negative 90, which means my signs must be opposite, and I subtract, and I need to obtain a negative 5. So I'm going to go ahead and put R plus and R plus. Now I need to find factors of 90. My factors of 90, put 90 right here, that are going to subtract to give me my number -5. So going back over there, if I subtract 10 minus 9, that gives me a 1. Nope. 15 minus 6 gives me a 9. 18 minus 5 gives me a 13. None of those are going to work so far. 30 minus 3 is going to be 27. Now, just so that you can see this, I will go ahead and write those numbers down so that you can see this a little bit easier. 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 5 and 18, 6 and 15, and then 9 and 10. Now, if I subtract these, I'm going to get 89, 43, 27, 13, 9, and 1. Are any of those numbers the value that I want, which is -5? The answer to that is no. So since none of those numbers work, what this means is this is irreducible. Irreducible, meaning I cannot factor that. Okay? Next, number 17. Number 17, the smallest number up there is a 15. Factors of 15 are going to be 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. Does 15 go into 51? No. Does 5 go into 15 or 51 or 18? No. Does 3 go into them? And the answer to that is yes, 3 goes into 51, 3 times 17, and 18 divided by 3 is going to be 6. So I have a GCF of a 3 here. So if I pull that out, I'm left with 5x squared plus a 17x plus a 6. Now, with that being said, I draw my x. I'm going to now use this a, which is 5, with this c, which is 6. And that's going to give me a positive 30. Positive means plus, plus, or minus, minus. I look to my middle sign, which is going to be a positive 17, which means I'm going to add factors of 30 to get to 17. So let's put the number 30 right here in the factor finder. I'm going to add the numbers to get to 17. Well, that would be 2 and 15. 2 and 15 will give you 17. 2 and 15 will give you 17. So I bring down the 3, and I am going to have an x plus a 2 over my a value, which is 5, x plus a 15 over the 2 of my a value, and I reduce. 2 over 5 does not reduce, and 15 over 2 does not reduce, which means I drop down the 3, and I bring this 5 out in front of the x. I bring this 2 out in front of the x, and then this is your complete factored form. Okay? That is how you do tonight's homework. If you have any questions, please let me know.